DK back at you with another video here for the NBA main slate here on Monday. We actually got two slates here for Martin Luther King Day. We got an early only slate as well as the main slate later on. So I will be making two videos actually. Will be uploaded for Monday. So real quick, let's see what we're doing last night. So I went pretty late again and huge night. Won a GPP even. Off a $40 entry turned into $1,000, so can never complain about that. Even cashed NFL. Didn't do any research really on NFL, but cashed that. So let's look at my lineup here for NBA here. So this is my final lineup with SGA, Devin Booker, Tobias, Dragan Bender, Cat, Pat Beverly, Aldridge, and Quincy Acy. So let's start with the two Phoenix Valley guys I went with, Dragan, Bender, and Acy. So I talked about Bender, Acy, and Ryan Anderson. But I thought they were those three would split the center minutes. They ended up not even playing Ryan Anderson. But I did kind of rank him in order. I said Dragan Bender, I liked him the most. He got 30 fantasy points for min price. Can't beat that. And then I said Quincy Acy was number 2 probably, just because he was guaranteed. You know, he was already in the rotation kind of. And he got 22 fantasy points for min price, also very solid. And then LMA, I talked about in my video. I loved him. I said, you know, he did get the price bump, but you know, bigs against the Clippers, they always destroy the Clippers. So I really liked LMA. And then once the Clippers announced their starting lineup, I was already on Beverly and SGA a lot. But once they announced Beverly in the starting lineup, I just locked Beverly in. And SGA here, I mean, what can you do? He was high owned for a reason. He busted. He shot. Let me see what he shot. You know, if I go back in time, I would play him 100% again. Let's see. He played 38 minutes. He shot the ball 3 of 15. So just couldn't make a shot. But again, if he's going to play basically the whole game at a price of 4.7K, I would play him again in a heartbeat. Tobias, I talked about with no Gallinari. Absolutely loved him. Put up a huge 60 bombs. So I really like Tobias. And Karl-Anthony Towns, that was just the easy lock and load. He was the chalk. Going against Dragan Bender, Quincy Acy, and such. He just had a field day. And then Devin Booker, disappointing, man. I mean, he wasn't terrible, but definitely could have had a bigger night where I could have won, you know, the big, what, 50K, $10 entry tournament. I came close. I finished 80th, I think, in that. Devin Booker and SGA have a little better games. I definitely have a shot at winning that. The one surprise was, I do want to bring up, was Mike Scott actually did not even play with no Gallinari. So that was, let me double check and make sure that was correct. You know, I did bring him up as a value play, but I said, you know, only if he's going to start. Yeah, he didn't even play. They went with Jonathan Motley. So that was a little surprising. But yeah, once he got ruled not starting, I kind of, like I said, I pivoted. I liked Pat Beverly a lot. So, again, a huge night, and let's see if we can keep it going tonight. Back-to-back nights, actually, of winning GPPs. I know this one, you know, not a huge win, but, you know, $1,000 is not bad off $40. And then I won also $300 in GPP the other night. So, let's see if we can make it 3 straight here. So, all right, let's look into the early slate for today. So after looking over the slate, you know, decent slate. You know, a lot of bad teams playing against each other. Basically, all bad teams besides Milwaukee. Basically, everyone else, you know, not really the best teams. But you know, we like bad teams playing against each other. There's not gonna be a whole lot of defense played. So all right, let's get into the analysis here with D'Angelo Russell here at 8.3K. This guy is just. I hate seeing him on the docket. He's just so up and down. And the Nets, when fully healthy, they will, if he's not playing well, if he's not shooting the ball well, they will not play him in the fourth. So it's just, he's so inconsistent. But this is a dream matchup here against the Kings. I think he's going to be pretty chalky because there's not a whole lot to pay up for on the slate. So I think there is merit to fading him. But obviously he does have upside, but he also has a low floor as well. So you got to take that in consideration. Luka Doncic, he got ejected last game, but like I said, he has really turned the quarter his rookie year. Like I said, with no Dennis Smith Jr., he's been turning it on here of late. He's playing a lot more minutes too. The thing I didn't like about, they were limiting his minutes. Was involved in a lot of blowouts, but now, it seems pretty locked in, like 35 or so minutes a night. So 7.9K seems too cheap for Luka Doncic. So I do like him a lot. Fox, so they actually bumped up his minutes a bit here to 35 minutes, but I don't know. We can never trust Dave Yeager. Just when we think we can trust Dave Yeager, he'll pull the rug out from under us. He is the absolute woe of a coach. I would love Fox if I knew he was guaranteed to play this 35 minutes, but I don't think it's guaranteed. They want to get Yogi Ferrell, Justin Jackson. They got to get those guys those minutes. So, Fox, if he was guaranteed to play 35 minutes, I would like him a lot. I still think it's definitely doable here. It's a great matchup. Two teams that don't play a whole lot of defense. So Fox, I think, is still in play here at 7.8K. Then Levine at 7K. Again, these are like the two worst teams in the NBA here, with Chicago and Cleveland playing against each other. So there should be not a whole lot of defense played. Levine, I think he's priced about right. But he does. I mean, we have seen what he's doing earlier in the season. He's putting up huge games. So I think there is still some upside with Levine. Trae Young here at 6.5. The thing I'm liking here is the minutes are starting to get more secure. 32, 34, 33, 34 minutes last 4 games. So it seems locked into these minutes. And a good matchup here against Orlando. He has flashes upside here too. So I do like Trae Young quite a bit here at 6.5K. Chris Dunn, I think he's going to go virtually unknown on the slate. But I think in GPPs, take that ownership. You definitely could take a shot here. He's had 3 really bad games in a row, but we know Chris Dunn has 50 fantasy point upside, and this is a great matchup here against the Cavs. So I think you could in GPPs take a shot on him. See Dinwiddie, kind of my same analysis with D'Angelo Russell. There's been very inconsistent up and down. He does have upside, so there is Dinwiddie and Russell. They both have huge upside, so definitely a GPP viable for both those guys. Let's see. Clarkson, the Cavs guards. Cleveland's just running such a deep rotation. Where is Cleveland? Cleveland and their guards. So they got Clarkson, Sexton, Hood, Burks, Payne, Dellavedova right now in the rotate. All 6 of these guys are going to play, consistent minutes here. So that's the downside. Can you take a shot on one of these guys? Yeah. I mean, probably would be Clarkson. He has flashed the most upside, but 5.2K, I don't know. For the Cleveland guard situation, I'm probably just staying away from. This is too deep a rotation. Let's see. Brunson, you could. 4.1K with Dennis Smith Jr. out, but I don't know. I think he's okay. Other than that, not a whole lot of cheap guards here to consider. So I think we should move on to the shooting guard position. Beal, with obviously John Wall off this season, he's just been playing unbelievable. He's shooting the ball, insane amounts, kind of like a James Harden-esque almost. And yeah, like I said, he's basically their whole offense right now. He's going to play almost the whole game. The matchup with Detroit, not the best, not the worst. 9.4K. I think the price tag might scare some people away, but I still think that Brad Beal is definitely doable here. Buddy Hield, same thing with Fox. He was just getting limited in his minutes, and then kind of played. He had a great game, obviously, in Detroit, and played 38 minutes. But I don't know if we can trust him to play those type of minutes again. Like I said, if we could trust Fox and Hield to play those minutes, then I would love them both. But I've learned over these past few years, you never can trust Dave Yeager. Let's see. It's Middleton and Bledsoe. I think they're both fine plays. I just don't really consider them when everyone's healthy for Milwaukee. If Giannis misses, that's when I get on to Middleton and Bledsoe. But with a fully healthy Bucks team, I'll pass. Same thing with Brogdon. They're a pretty deep team, and I would rather just pay up for Giannis if I was going to do so. Let's see, Fournier. If Aaron Gordon does miss, he's listed as questionable. I think Fournier would be a pretty solid player, 5.7K. He was playing close to 40 minutes a night, and then kind of out of nowhere played 31 minutes. So you got to take that into consideration. But I think he's pretty solid and a great matchup here against Atlanta. So I think Fournier definitely doable here at 5.7. Bogdanovich here, 5.4. I think is pretty solid off the bench. Should play close to 30 minutes. He's a high usage guy off the bench, so I think he's a pretty solid play here at 5.4. See Bembry, he's had some pretty good games here. Decent matchup here against Orlando. Seems locked into about 30 minutes a game, so I think he's okay. The thing is, Taurean Prince is back, but they kind of have been limited Prince a bit. But maybe they extend Taurean Prince a bit, limit DeAndre Bembry, so take that in consideration. Reggie, obviously Andre's out again, but you never feel great rostering Reggie Jackson. He's just, I don't know, he really has not flashed any upside. I mean, the matchup is really good here, and obviously no Andre Drummond. I think he's in play, but man, you never feel good about playing him. Luke Kennard, be careful here. I've talked about a lot with these scoring-dependent guys. When they're going to be kind of chalky, this is when they bust. It's just he doesn't do anything besides score the ball. So if his shot's not falling, he can get like 5 fantasy points. So just take that in consideration. I mean, I'm not chasing that 3.9K. I understand like the merit to it, but I'm not going with Luke Kennard. Jonathan Simmons picked up start with no Aaron Gordon. Played 19 minutes, got you 17 fantasy points. Obviously, we'd like to see him play some more minutes. So probably not, even if Aaron Gordon does miss, just because they just don't seem to want to give him a whole lot of minutes. All right, let's move on to small forward. Giannis here at 10.8. There's not a whole lot of studs to pay up for on this slate, especially. So I think Giannis, if you're playing cash games, start it with Giannis and then go from there. He's got the highest floor of anyone. A decent match experience at Dallas. Price under 11K. I think he's pretty solid. Aaron Gordon's obviously that's the big injury news we're waiting for. If he misses, usage boost to Vucevic and Fournier, and then kind of makes Jonathan Isaac in play. I guess Jonathan Simmons. I don't know if I would touch any guys on the bench. If Aaron Gordon plays and is not going to be limited, I like him a lot here at 6.7. So that's the news we're going to have to wait for. Then Otto Porter, Ariza. Both these guys have been playing basically the whole game. Otto Porter coming off the bench, being very productive off the bench. So I like him at 6.2K. Same thing with Ariza. Both these guys playing like the whole game. So they're going to continue to do so. I think they're both pretty solid plays. Of the two, I'd probably prefer Otto Porter. But I think Ariza is okay too. Kevin Huerter. He's also a guy that he's like locked into huge minutes right now. Basically going to play 35 minutes a night. Pretty solid matchup here, and he's actually been playing some pretty good basketball here of late. 40 fantasy points, 2 of the last 4 games, 5.6K. I think he's pretty solid for basically because he's going to play minutes no matter what. He's going to play those 35 minutes. Taurean Prince. They said there's no minutes limit in his last game, but he only played 23 minutes. I guess he did shoot the ball 3 or 14, so kind of had an off night. I think he's okay at 5.2. I'll probably pass. Let's see. Jonathan Isaac, again, if Aaron Gordon misses, I think he definitely could play him, but he's just such a low-usage guy right now that I don't think he's going to really win you a GPP. Okay, let's move on to the power forward position. You got Blake Griffin in a dream matchup here against Washington with no Andre Drummond. You got to like Blake Griffin here. I mean, I'm not a Blake Griffin guy. I rarely play him, but this is just a dream spot here against Washington with no Andre. So you definitely have to highly consider Blake Griffin here at 9.6K. John Collins at 7.6. I do like him quite a bit. Decent match against Orlando. Should play 30 to 35 minutes in a close game. So I think he's pretty solid here at 7.6. I think he's going to go kind of under-owned too, because Blake Griffin I think is going to be the chalk. So I think also Giannis will be kind of chalky too. So I think John Collins goes pretty under-owned. And you got Markkanen at 6.9. Again, this is a pretty good matchup here against the Cavs. He should be locked into 30 to 35 minutes. So I think he's pretty solid at 6.9, but kind of scoring dependent. I mean, he's going to give you some rebounds, but if his shot's not falling, we have seen he does have a kind of a low floor here. 14 fantasy points in 26 minutes. But yeah, I think he's okay here at 6.9. Bobby Portis came off the bench, still is pretty productive, but now I think he's priced about right where I think I'll pass. I love playing Bobby Portis, but 6K for a guy that's going to play 25 minutes or so, I don't think I'm going to do it. If he starts now, that's a different story. If Bobby Portis starts, then I would have more interest in him. But they started Robin Lopez last game. So yeah, if Robin Lopez starts again, I'm probably going to be off Bobby Portis. Let's see, so Bagley at 5.2. His minutes starting to creep up a little bit here, 25, 24, 23, 27 minutes. I like targeting bigs against Brooklyn. So I think Bagley, pretty solid play here at 5.2K. Let's see. Cheaper guys that I have interest in. Not a whole lot. I mean, Giles, I like playing these high usage guys off the bench, so I think he's okay at 3.7. Other than that, yeah, I mean, Treveon Graham, he's just a very low usage guy. I mean, I guess you could for salary relief. Yeah, I think it's time to move on to the center position. So we got Vucevic here at 9.5. If Aaron Gordon misses in a dream matchup against Atlanta, I really like Vucevic if Aaron Gordon does miss. This is like a smash spot. So I do like him at 9.5. Let's see. Willie Cauley-Stein at 6.6. I think he's okay, but Dave Yeager, you just can't trust the minutes. Bagley, obviously back. Giles there as well. So he's not really locked into consistent minutes. So that is the worry. I do like targeting bigs against Brooklyn. But I don't know. I'd probably feel safer about Bagley coming off the bench and Cauley-Stein. But Cauley-Stein does still have upside here against Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan, I'm not going to have interest if he plays, but if he misses, then we could look to Dwight Powell as well as Maxi Kleber as value plays. So we're going to have to kind of wait for news there. Jarrett Allen, Sacramento does run big. So I think he plays a few extra minutes here. He has flashed some pretty big upside too. So I think Jarrett Allen is a pretty solid play here at 6.2K. Zizic, so he got a huge price bump after a few big games here. I think he's okay. 5.7K seems a lot to pay for Ante Zizic, so I'll probably pass. Let's see. Like I said, Kleber and Dwight Powell here, if DeAndre Jordan missed, would probably be the two value guys I have the most interest in. Other than that, Robin Lopez, he picked up the start, only played 21 minutes. I don't think that's enough for me. So Zaza here at 4.1 with no Andre Drummond, played 35 minutes against the Kings. But Washington kind of does like running small ball, so that does worry me. Is Detroit going to continue to push Zaza out there a lot? Kind of like the Andre Drummond role? I don't know. Maybe Detroit goes more small ball with Blake Griffin at the 5. So that's the only concern with Zaza. But if he's going to play 35 minutes a night at 4.1K, that's just way too cheap. But there, like I said, there is some concern with the small ball with that Detroit kind of matches Washington. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. So yeah, like I said, like on this slate, this early only slate, there's a lot of bad teams playing against each other, so not a whole lot of defense to be played. And yeah, like I said, I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. So if you have been enjoying the content, please like this video, subscribe. It really helps me out. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section down below. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. That will be in the description below. Give my thoughts more when the news comes out throughout the day. And yeah, I'll be back actually later today. I'm going to be making another video right after this, and I'll be uploading that. So I will see you guys then. Yeah, let's see if we can make it 3 straight days winning GPP. Cross my fingers. So yeah, I'm going to be back for another video today, so I'll see you guys then.